Okay, before we get into public input, Benjamin Joe told me tonight this is his last meeting with the town of Wheatfield, and I want to say that I've enjoyed working with you, and you've done a great job for the town of Wheatfield and your paper, and you will be missed. And good luck in your future and wherever you go. And if you decide to come back, come on. Okay, public input. Michael Kislak. Come on down, Mike.
Good afternoon or evening. I just wanted to come to front of the town and give a little detail on the Western New York Volunteer Firemen's Association 121st Annual Convention that St. Johnsburg will be hosting here at the Town Hall and at the Fire Hall beginning July 23rd through the 26th of this year. I believe this is the 7th time that the convention has been in the town of Wheatfield, and the 5th time that St. Johnsburg has hosted it. This Western New York is made up of 11 counties, the association, so firemen will be coming in from 11 different counties from Western New York. And you know, we're looking to work with a lot of local businesses. We have some pretty good things planned for activities. Many of the hotels will get booked up during convention because of the people coming in from all different areas. And I just wanted to come and thank the town for your support and give you a little update on it. And if you have any questions.
What were the dates again, Mike?
It officially starts July 23rd, Thursday, and it will go through Saturday, July 26th. Actually, everybody will, the last event is Saturday evening, and then after the parade, and then we have, on Friday night and Saturday night, both, we have music. Friday night we'll have 90 West, and on Saturday we have Nerds Gone Wild. And then so on Sunday, everybody will move out and we'll get everything cleaned up and ready for business again on Monday morning.
Sounds good, Mike.
And it's open to the public, Mike?
Yes. Yep. So, you know, and we'll get some flyers out and some ads and things like that, advertising to the public. You know, on Saturday at noon, we'll have water ball competition. That'll be held at St. John's Church in the back area. It'll be hydrant hookup and water ball. The grand parade will be Saturday evening. Lineup is at Homemeyer and Ward Road. It'll come down Ward Road, down Church, and right back here to behind the town hall. That is at 6 p.m. So again, you know, it is all open to the public. You know, but we have many seminars and stuff for the firemen during the few days of our meetings.
Will you be transporting people like from the fire hall parking lot to here? Or parking could be a little bit of an issue.
Yes. Hopefully we'll have that worked out. It hasn't been a problem in the past, but
Nerds Gone Wild is going to bring a bunch of people.
That could be a little bit of a dilemma.
I remember what Burkholtz had a couple years ago, and it was packed.
Yeah, we're still trying to work that out, but if we have to, we will, most definitely, because we definitely want to make sure that everybody is safe wherever they park and transportation back and forth.
And, you know, Mike, I don't know if you've talked to Roger yet. I know our constables will also be available to help out and do whatever they can for traffic control or whatever you need.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks. Appreciate it. For the record, Kurt is not here tonight. He's away on business, and Matt had personal business to take care of. Approval of the minutes, February 10th, 2020, please. Can I have a motion? So moved. A motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Minutes approved. Bill payment of February 24th, 2020. Voucher number 2020034 through 202-00222 with a total of $197,165.79. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second? We have? And all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Department heads, Paul Siegman.
Not a whole lot. The weather's been pretty nice this year so far. But believe it or not, we really have still gone through quite a bit of salt. Because it takes the same amount of salt whether you got an inch of snow or 6 inches of snow. You still got to go out and salt the roads. So you still, when we get these little snow events where you got an inch of snow, it's still taking me tonnage of salt. But besides that, we were able to get a lot of side jobs done and work done in-house that normally we might have to hire somebody. We never can find time to do it. We poured a bunch of our own catch basin tops, precast catch basin tops. We did over 40 total. We haven't done it in a few years because the winters haven't allowed us to do it. But when we get a nice milder winter like this, we can catch up on some of our stuff. We've been getting our parking lot ready to pave. So we are finally connecting in all of our downspouts and everything like that that hasn't been connected in since the building was built. So hopefully we'll get that all finished. We're wrapping a bunch of things up, painting a lot of equipment, and I want to remind everybody now, the end of this week, we're supposed to get some snow. Everybody's been spoiled, so I know they park on the roads, and these guys do a pretty good job keeping them off the road, but at the end of this week, we're going to have some snow again, so please give our drivers a break. That's it, unless you guys got any questions.
Anybody have anything for Paul? Thank you, Paul. Rich Donner, Water Sewer. No report. Recreation, Mike Rinaldi.
Just a reminder, baseball, softball registrations run through March 20th on a Friday. Get them in. We're doing pretty well with registrations thus far. We are still taking sponsors. If you know anyone that is looking to sponsor a team, I will always take one of those. And believe it or not, we will be starting summer camp registration soon. We're targeting Saturday, March 14th is our first day of registration for that. I was just over next door before I came over here, just finalizing some plans. Fantasy Island closing kind of threw us for a loop, but we usually plan for 2 or 3 field trip locations in the event that there's a conflict or, somebody decides to close. So we'll get that finalized, the information out as soon as possible, but we're targeting March 14th to start that up. That's all I got.
Anybody have anything for Mike? Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
Building Inspector, Mike.
Good evening. I don't have a report, but I wanted to kind of extend a congratulations to Don Wallace, who is now in his last couple of days of his 30-year career here. So we want to make sure we wish him the best for his retirement, and congratulations. So I wish he's not here to do it, but I think it's something going to pass on. If you see him, hey, probably catch him in the next couple of days, because Friday, by noon, I think he's done. So congratulations, Don.
Yes, absolutely. That's
it.
it, Mike? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Don Wallace started many, many years ago and has done a great job for the town of Wheatfield, and sad to see him go, but time to move
Definitely.
on. Thank you, Mike.
Very good.
Kelly, our assessor.
Good evening, everyone. Just a quick reminder that...
Kelly, would you do me a favor? Just pull it. There you
Sorry.
go. Thank you.
Just a quick reminder that exemptions are due this Friday. Taxable status date is March 1st. So when we leave the office at 4:30 on Friday, all exemptions have to be in. I do want to spread the word that my office will be calling anybody that hasn't, the aged people that haven't turned it in. We're trying to get them in because we don't want to remove any of those exemptions for them not, bringing in the renewal. So spread the word that we will be calling. It's not a fraud, someone, calling to scam them or anything like that. We're just trying to help them with their exemptions. That's all I have.
Okay, Kelly, thank you.
You're welcome.
Constables.
I don't have a report. I just want to, as a reminder of the 27th of February, we have a presentation for the constable department. Everyone's invited. Will be food and quick presentation as to what the constable department is about. It's been sponsored by the emergency management unit here in town, and hopefully we'll get a big crowd.
That's this week, isn't it, Roger? Okay. Thank you, Roger. Seniors, Judy. No report?
Nothing going on. We're gonna have a potluck, the 13th of March.
Okay.
Excited. And we're having the ukuleles coming.
Ukulele? Okay. Wendell, Tim Zuber.
Thank you. We just have a couple quick items on the agenda tonight, the first of which being our planning board report. And these will be for our February meetings. The first meeting on February 5th had the first item on the agenda is a site plan for custom cumbers and canvas. It's a storage building. The applicant proposes to construct a 4,600 square foot building at 2394 Niagara Falls Boulevard. The parcel is zoned C1 commercial and is in the Niagara Falls Boulevard Overlay District. The building would not need water or sanitary sewer services and would be used for additional storage to support the custom covers and canvas business, which recently bought the property. The planning board issued a negative declaration under seeker and approved the site plan with noted conditions and contingent upon engineering review. The second item was a sketch plan for Shawnee Estates, a single-family residential subdivision. However, the project was removed from the agenda as it requires a rezoning and referral from the town board prior to planning board review. That finished up our February 5th meeting. Our second meeting was on February 19th. And the first item on that agenda is actually a modified site plan for the Horizon Village Family Training Center. This project would construct an 8,430 square foot family center building at 6301 Indicon Drive. The planning board actually approved the site plan in July of 2019, but the applicant has since modified their site plan and is seeking reapproval of those modifications. The building moved approximately 11 feet to the north, sidewalk square footage was reduced, and their underground stormwater detention was eliminated, and a dry detention pond was relocated and increased in size. The planning board determined that the previously issued negative declaration under seeker remained valid, and they approved the modified site plan with noted conditions and contingent upon engineering review. The last item on that agenda was a sketch plan for Joseph Matina, and it was an addition. The applicant proposes to construct a 1,688 square foot addition to the existing building at 3176 Niagara Falls Boulevard. That's the Pelicanos Marketplace building. The addition and interior renovation part of the existing building would provide for 4 new tenant spaces on the back side of the building. It's on the Kruger Road side. And would also provide new entrance doors and storefront windows on the front side of the building along Niagara Falls Boulevard. The applicant was advised of several items to address and include with a formal site plan submittal, including review of setbacks from Kruger Road, proposed improvements to the existing parking area, and most importantly, a review of the required and available parking to support the proposed uses. No action was required or taken on that. And that completes our planning board summary for February. Any questions on any of those?
No, but it's nice to see something going, some work being done in that Matina building on the boulevard. Because I know a lot of people were concerned what was going to happen, so that's good. Anybody have anything for Tim?
Well, the only other item we had on our agenda is we submitted a proposal for design of a water line project for Shawnee Road. Basically, our proposal covers the survey and engineering design of that water line replacement. It's about 1,600 linear feet. Goes from the south side of Forest Parkway down to the dead end of Old Shawnee Road, right near the creek. So if there's any questions on that, please let me know.
All set, Tim, thank you. Okay. Dave Godfrey. County Legislature, Dave Godfrey.
Thank you. A couple, 3 updates. The first one probably the furthest from you, seeing that Lake Ontario is not right on your doorstep, but our lake is 9 inches higher as of February 1st than it was last year. That is 4 months ahead of where we were last year when we flooded at a level of 249.4 above sea level. We're predicting above sea levels at 250 plus, so that means that our low-lying areas, not only our property, are going to be damaged again, but our harbors and our businesses are going to be impacted. There's an area of Alcott, which is below the lake level right now. When that floods, we're probably going to have a dozen plus homes and families to relocate, not a short time, but we're talking months of a flooded area where we have to move bring this up because people say, well, why you bring it up in Wheatfield, it doesn't affect me. It does, because our fishing industry in Niagara County, just fishing, not the boating, is a $3 to $30 million sales tax revenue. And your board, like all the other towns in the county, depend on sales tax revenue to balance the budget. So, the good news is that we're working to keep our harbors open, our business is going, but we're gonna have some issues down there along the lake shore. So, come on down, look at high water, but stay out of it, because it's gonna be nasty. Broadband. Been working on broadband a long time, a little over 5 years now. The USDA has federal funding, there's a second round of funding. They have $600 million, there's another $500 million, and a third round coming. On March the 16th, the two counties of Niagara and Orleans, that's always been, will be submitting an application to the USDA to cover all of our rural areas 100%. It's a fixed wireless solution. We have identified a vendor who has come to the plate, who this particular vendor happens to be a sub-vendor of Microsoft, which is quite interesting. Microsoft would think was going to introduce something at 5G. I can tell you right now, and answer questions if you want afterwards, 5G is not made for the rural areas. It's made where you got a lot of telephone poles, a lot of places to put the device. Rural areas is not a 5G place. You don't have the concentration of residents. The solution we have, we're going to submit for that funding and hopefully move forward finally after 5 years to get rural broadband, high-speed, and affordable out in the rural areas. And you have some of that. The maps that we already have areas in Wheatfield that are not currently being served. On top of which, once we install these technologies and take care of those unserved areas, there's no reason this vendor cannot turn those things around and point right back in the spectrum and give them some competition, which is what we're hoping to do. All right, lastly, you might have seen the Lockport papers. The legislature has done a number of resolutions this last Tuesday night, one of which is forming an ad hoc committee, which they asked me to chair, and I'm honored to do that, regarding solar, wind, the whole green energy thing as it relates to Article 10. Article 10 is the citing board where the governor has said, I can go right around all of your planning, I can ignore what you can say, I can ignore what the people say, and do what I want. Just over the weekend, one of the things that came out of Albany, and it came from last Thursday night, last Thursday in Albany, they couldn't make. They have opened up Article 10, the proposed changes. After reading that, it says in many, many different ways, you can forget about Article 10, you can forget about the voice of the people. The state is going to turn over basically the whole siting process to Empire State Development, ESD. They can do what they want. There's a phrase in there that we've interpreted to say they can literally take your land by eminent domain and put whatever green energy they want to meet the governor's needs for green energy. This committee is very, very important. So, I'm formally going to invite your supervisor or his designate to be part of this committee. All of the towns affected will be part of it. We'll have legal counsel part of it. We have stakeholders in the community, property owners that have those sites, the property owners that don't have those sites on this committee. We're going to try to keep it manageable. But once we start these meetings, it will be open to the public. Not going to be a free-for-all, I can guarantee you that. But we've got to stop the governor closing our voices and silencing the people. This is not right. It's going to mushroom over these next couple of weeks. So I'm so glad that our chairman and the rest of the legislators, including legislator Jesse Gooch here, is stepping to the plate and saying we need to stand firm. The county, you know, it's a local town issue. You do not get involved in your zoning. But this is becoming a county and a state issue. So we're going to help organize you. We're going to work with you. We're going to work with NISAC, Association of Counties, Association of Towns, and once and for all try to work together in a unified voice. Whether we're going to be successful, I can't tell you. But we're not going to quit. We're going to be a voice. So, Legislator here, whatever you want there, Supervisor,
Yeah, David, if you would do me a favor and let me know when your meetings are, we'll definitely have someone there.
right?
We will definitely have someone at the meetings if you let me know when they are.
Next meeting is the 10th, and, we will announce those that are on it then, and then start setting the meeting.
Okay.
So this is very, very serious stuff. It just happened over the weekend. It's ugly. I think if I did not get them to you, Don, let me know, because I will send you those emails. Terrifying. More terrifying than I ever thought it would be. One last note on that is, we just got a piece of paper here from the Wheatfield Gardens. I've been getting phone calls on this hemp. It's an issue. That green energy, no. However, it is a nuisance again where we don't have the voice, and the people of this town don't have that voice. Now, this particular fight, Legislator Goose has been on the forefront of this whole issue with legalizing marijuana and all the rest of the stuff. Bessie stepped into the plate and picked this ball up to try to help this whole situation. But I want you to know that the whole legislature, headed by Bessie, is going to be on the forefront to try to help this whole situation. I see this letter as they're trying to help. Well, we need to be a little bit closer to the issue. So, that's where we are. High Lakes, bad broadband, and a whole bunch of Article 10.
I was at a meeting myself last week related to Article 10, and we were told that no matter what we do in our zoning laws, it means absolutely nothing if there's a state mandate that overrules it. So, not great news. Also, with the Wheatfield Gardens, the town of Wheatfield, and you guys aren't aware of this, have been working with Wheatfield Gardens and the residents to come up with a solution, and I'd be glad to copy you folks on the, our response to the Wheatfield Gardens and to the residents out there, and hopefully, we'll have a good resolution with them. We're not gonna make everybody happy, but I can tell you that, myself, the town board, and Matt Brooks and the building department, have been working, tirelessly, really, to try and come up with a solution. So, be glad to share that with you. We're probably gonna be setting up a meeting with the residents in the near future.
You'll get an official email once we get a little bit more closer to the end of this week, but make no doubt, the governor is going to take away our voice. He's going to be, like he said, 100% broadband, which he's never achieved. He wants to be 100% green. And we have turbine issues with the wind down east. We've got other issues here. Out in the lake, we got turbine issues cropping up again. The whole idea of green energy, to produce one of these industrial turbines costs more emissions into the atmosphere than they could ever return in electricity. So,
Thank you, Dave.
thank you, sir, for the time.
I appreciate it.
I'll be around later.
Jesse, would you like to speak?
I got a big voice, you probably listen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not as loud as Legislator Godfrey, so I do need a microphone here. Just a couple things from last week's meeting at the legislature. Legislator Godfrey, Syracuse, Hill, and myself accepted the award on behalf of the Niagara County Conservation Club about a week ago, last weekend, right? I actually created a resolution that just got passed by the floor this past Tuesday on our hiring process for the county. I wanted to make some changes. I wasn't happy of our process of our hiring and some of our appointments and things like that. So I created a resolution, and it passed by the entire legislature. Again, Article 10 that Legislator Godfrey was talking about, we had 4 resolutions on that. He's been doing a great job with this Article 10 stuff. There's a big following that comes from Cambria that comes to basically all of our meetings, and they have major concerns about all this Article 10 issues, and I know Legislator Godfrey's been right on top of it, and we have as a whole with our legislature. So, again, great job for Legislator Godfrey on that. Our meetings are now available on social media. We're finally getting that where people that aren't able to watch our meetings are now able to see our meetings on social media, also on our website. So I think it was just posted today for last month's meeting, so that's another nice improvement that I'm happy to see in the legislature. As chairman of the Community Services Committee, we were actually able to get a grant for the Department of the Aging for a couple of new vans that are wheelchair accessible. So we just presented that a few days ago, so there's going to be some announcements for that. So we're very happy for them to be able to serve our seniors throughout the county. What else? And again, about the Wheatfield Gardens, like Mr. Godfrey said, I'm right on top of it. I actually just spoke with one of my constituents over there right before this meeting, and it sounds like they're starting to make some progress, and you know, hopefully there's going to be some sort of solution or resolution over the next few months. Like Supervisor McSwan said, we're not going to be able to make everybody happy on this, but hopefully it seems like a step in the right direction. So I think that's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, Jesse, thank you. Motions, Kathy?
The first motion is from Wendell. The motion is to authorize Wendell to provide survey and engineering design services for the Shawnee Road Waterline Replacement Project in accordance with their proposal letter dated February 20th, 2020 for a lump sum fee of $51,500.
So moved. Motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Yes. Let me answer that if I could, Tim. The grants that are available, there are some grants that will cover the cost of engineering and engineering reimbursement, and there's also grants available for the cost of the installation of the water line. I talked to county miners. Some of them are 60%, some are 100%. But we have to have the engineering in place before we can put this out to bid or submit for the grant. If in fact they have a grant for the engineering, we'll be reimbursed for that also.
Okay, great, thank you. Great, thank you.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The next motion is from the town board. Be it hereby resolved to authorize Town Supervisor Don McSwan to approve and execute on behalf of the town a license agreement between Niagara Mohawk National Grid and the town of Wheatfield regarding the replacement of banners on utility poles owned by Niagara Mohawk National Grid in the town of Wheatfield. Said agreement has been approved as to form by the town attorney.
So moved. I have a motion. Have a second, please.
Yep.
Second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The next motion is from the Recreation Department. Be it hereby resolved to allow Town of Wheatfield Recreation Department Director Mike Rinaldi to publicly post for a groundskeeper position for the Recreation Department to fill an existing vacancy.
So moved.
Second, a motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. And just as a note, that is for a full-time position, correct? Yeah. Okay.
The next motion is from the town board. Be it hereby resolved to authorize effective March 1st, 2020, the transferring of the receipt of payment and collection of all stormwater permit fees and all other stormwater-related fees to the town clerk's office instead of the water department as designated by the town building department.
So moved. Second. A motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
The next motion is from the town board. Be it hereby resolved that the town of Wheatfield approves the request of the Western New York Volunteer Firemen's Association asking the town of Wheatfield to pay the expense of $3,500 for the purchase of badges and medallions for participants in the 2020 Western New York Volunteer Fire Association Convention to be held in the town of Wheatfield. Said event in the town of Wheatfield is an honor to the town and reflects positively on our fire company.
So moved.
A motion and second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
That's it.
And just a note on those, stormwater fees, it just made sense. I mean, the water department was collecting fees, and we do have a stormwater person now in the building department. It just made sense that those fees be established through the building department, so just in case anybody's wondering. Board members, Larry Helwig.
A couple of things. I received an email today from Don Wallace. I know he's being retired here at the end of the week, but our KVS maintenance, I think I sent one to Richie and Kathy, the supervisor's office, and Ed Mongold. It's a $12,593 cost, but there's several modules. I just need a note from each of those departments to let me know what modules. I mean, Ed was under the impression that maybe we can drop the utility billing, but if we're using it, we can't. He wasn't quite sure.
On that, Larry, since we're going to a new billing
Yeah.
company, you're gonna have to pay our amount up front for utility billing, and then when the other people get in place, or the other billing company is in place, we'll get reimbursed the rest of the money back. We did talk to them.
So you talked to KVS and they, okay. So I'll turn this, and we're a couple months late turning this in. It was due in January, but.
I'll get it to you tomorrow.
Okay. The other thing I have is the analog lines. Spectrum is going to be the vendor that we're going to be going with. The first month out of the chute, there's going to be one bill to the town. Previously, I think CenturyLink sent recreation, highway, water, sewer, town hall. The bill had different departments on the caption, but they're going to send, the first month, we're going to get one bill. After the first month is established, then they're going to separate the bills and send a bill to each of the departments. The other thing is the census LUCA process that we did. We have to sign off. We have to destroy all the material that we did. You know, Doris and Don D both did a great job. They accepted all of our address update points, and now they want us to delete everything we have on our computers. And I need Doris' signature tonight saying that it's title, I think they call, what do they call it? Title 13. So you got to swear under a stack of Bibles that you're not going to disclose any of that information and sign. But and then Kathy can get Don D to sign off. They're real particular on who worked on that process, and it took us a while. It took us over a year to get that property in North Tonawanda by Graywick Park annexed into Wheatfield. So they're real sticklers of the law. So we got to get these signatures, destroy the material. The last thing, Justin Higner, you're doing a great job. The historian work. I mean, you're posting a lot of material on Facebook. You've run laps around all the previous historians we've ever had. I mean, you're bringing notice to the town, and people are actually responding to you, which is kind of unique, I think. But and we're going to be getting you a laptop computer. I know the one you have doesn't work too good, so probably in a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, we'll have a present for you. That's all I have.
And he's thinking, finally.
Finally.
Gil? Thank you, Gil. Randy?
I have nothing.
Okay, the only thing I have is that I was told that Pelicanos is going to open Wednesday. I guess an unofficial opening. There'll be a grand opening as the weather breaks and gets nicer, but great news. They put a lot of time and effort, and it's a family-run business, and I know it's always busy, so it's wonderful to see Pelicanos opening up. Our next meeting will be March 9th, 2020 at 7 o'clock. Any further public input related to tonight? Okay, and that is for which? We may have a public hearing at the next board meeting, and it will be probably at 6:45, I would guess. but it'll be posted, on the town's website. Any other input from anyone? No, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to, executive session for a brief moment. Kelly, I'd like you to come in, please. And, Kathy, if you want to stay.
I'll second the motion for executive session.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Personnel. Yeah. And that's related to a personnel issue. And so we'll go into executive session. Should be brief, but thank you for coming. If you're going to stay, that's also great. Kathy, you can take it on.
Executive session.
Further at the next, what time, what?